first thing I thought about. Lord, you're fatty, Lord, you're skinny, now your face fat, lad. Like, hello, I know. I see myself every day in the mirror. You don't think I notice changes? Like, me not understand that. Hi, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hey boo. Alright, so this is a continuation of my journey of bringing awareness to my autoimmune disease. There's not much information about it in Jamaica. It's very rare, and there is information about it. You can search online and find information about it in the US and all of that. Is there anything about it that I've seen in Jamaica? Maybe one instance, but it's not something that is well known. So let's get into it. The last video that I did about it was about my eye clinic. I did two videos about my eye clinic experience and me being diagnosed with optic neuritis. Talk about it. Yeah, I'll pin the playlist up here so you can go ahead and check those out and come back to this video, you know. So let's get into it. So the question that so I left off where the doctor asked me if I had a strong support system. So bear in mind, from my previous video I advised you that all of this took place in 2021, and I got the appointment for the neuro clinic in 2021. I think it was almost 9 months or so, I think, so that I was given that appointment. So me wake up bright and early like a school picnic on September morning or January morning. You know, January morning, I'm ready for back to school, bright and early. That was me at the hospital. At the hospital, bright and early. Bear in mind, I got this appointment from about 8 or 9 months ago. So I got there early, and so I'm trying to find a neuro clinic. I found a neuro clinic and all that. My appointment, I think it was either 8 o'clock or 8:30. I think it was 8:30. And then I went around there handing my appointment card. Well, I went to pay, because you have to pay at the cashier first and then head around to the neuro clinic. So I went to the cashier ready to pay, and they're like, okay, we're not seeing you on the system, you're not registered. I'm like, I should have been on the system. This is like 8 to 9 months ago that this appointment was given to me. Anyway, so I went around the neuro clinic. I told them of this, and they said I have to wait. I have to go to the appointment office and have them put me on the system. The appointment office don't open until, I think, either 8 or 8:30, somewhere there. I think it was 8 o'clock. So I have to wait. No. So I had to wait, and then at 8 o'clock, as I went to sit down near to the appointment office, I sat there for a while until they were open. And as I'm open, that was me right at the door, like, hello, here's my appointment card, and I'm not on the system. So then do that. Had to go back to the cashier, and the line was a bit longer this time. So I'm like, so I'm going to miss the appointment, and then call them, come name and all that things. I'm like, oh, okay. So anyway, join the line, get through quick and fast. But the good thing is that all the other 3 places were like close to each other, so that was good. So I'm like, okay, alrighty. So I made it just in time, paid, came back now. So I came back around to the neuro clinic, and as I placed the receipt down, my name got called. So they check my pressure, my weight, what else they did? Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, did the vitals. And then shortly after that, the doctor called me, and I was in to see the doctor. So I was there, you know, taking the history of me have to try to remember things from a primary school, high school, things on like migraine history, things I didn't really pay attention to, and I have to I think about it, you know. So I'm there thinking like, okay, migraine, how often did I have migraine? I remember this thing from high school. Like I left high school like so long ago, I didn't pay any, I didn't mind. So I'm like trying to find all that information, give the backstory of my whole eye issue, everything that I've done up to that point. I have to give all that information. And she didn't. Yeah, this is where it came in, that she's asking me like, do you have a strong support system? And I'm like, why are you asking me that? I'm just supposed to come here and you're just supposed to tell me like you're fine, like you don't have to come back to the neuro clinic anymore. That's what you should be telling me, not asking me like, do you have a strong support system? Sometimes I'm thinking like, I'm hearing her at this point like, okay, do I have a strong support system? Like, why are you asking me that? Like, what are you going to tell me? No, that's what am I going to go through? What kind of crosses Hyacinth I'll go through? What obstacles or hurdles am I going to have to jump over? Why you're asking me that? I'm like, okay, here we go again. So she checked my eyes, you know, check my reflexes, do the necessary tests, my memory tests, all of that. Do all the necessary checks and balances, I guess. And then she said, we're going to place you on steroids. And she telling me all the all the side effects, or some of the side effects of steroids. I'm like, okay, so this is why you asked me if I have a strong support system, right? This is me, like a moon face. Like that is the most common side effect of being on steroids, a moon face, right? And the weight gain in the midsection, and some other things. Like I made a note of all of them up until this point. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, we're really doing this, right? We're really doing this. Like, Hyacinth, you're really going to go through this. Who has my support system? Like, my support system, like when she asked that question, I'm like, yeah, I have a support system. My boyfriend has been a really great support system. My cousins and a few friends, like really great, like really great. Thank you guys, I love you. So it's been a process. Like, remember, this January, this is my first appointment with Neuro Clinic. I think it was on January 3rd or 4th. Sorry, let me see. I think it was January. Right, January 4th. As we said, bright and early. I was at the hospital, like a school penny pan, a school, you know, like me, I got school bright and early. I started taking prednisone on the 5th, the following day. You know, I just took it the following day. I did my research. I like to research. I did my research. I've been reading about it. All of the side effects that I will endure or may endure. And the doctor told me, this is where she told me what I have. Neuromyelitis Optica, NMO, Neuromyelitis Optica Spectrum Disorder, Nmosd, or some persons referred to Devic Disease. Same thing. It was earlier thought to be the same as MS, multiple sclerosis, but it is not. It is not the same thing. It's more severe than MS, so it's a bit rare. There's not much there's not much information on it. There isn't. It is so rare, and I'm wondering, like, God, me so special, like so special, bad. We just have this one disease that just dash by me, so tell you, it hasn't been easy. But right, so what is Nmosd? All right, so it is a chronic disorder of the brain and the spinal cord, dominated by inflammation of the optic nerve, which is optic neuritis, right? And the inflammation of the spinal cord, which is called myelitis. So optic neuritis, myelitis, so they call it Neuromyelitis Optica. Great. So that's what it is. They said, like I said earlier, like, I've been through too many things in my lifetime, in my short lifetime, to make this disease like knock me down. Like, they say the person who tend to have 5 years to live because it's such a severe disease. It's a chronic disease. You can go blind in both eyes. You can be paralyzed. You can lose all your bowel functions. Like, you cannot control your bladder. You cannot control number 2. Like, you lose those functions that you so take for granted, like going to the bathroom, or you can hold your urine for some time. Like, I don't have that luxury anymore. I really don't have that luxury anymore. But some days are better than others, I'm not going to front. Like, you have to limit stress because it is a stressful thing to go through. That's why they ask if you have a strong support system. Like, it is actually really, really stressful on its own, dealing when you see your body going through all these changes, and you're there and you look in the mirror and you're unable to recognize yourself. Like, some days I would look in the mirror and I have to stay there for a while. Like, I have to literally like look myself in the mirror for a lot longer than I would have to actually recognize myself. Like, see, like yeah, I have to do that because some days are just harder than others. Some days it's just hard, but we push through. We push through. We're fighters. I am a fighter. I am a warrior. And I just have to do what I have to do. Like, I'm not going to dwell on me dying in 5 years because it says that this is the typical lifespan is for someone who has been diagnosed with neuromyelitis optica. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking of living my life and enjoying my life. Whatever is left of it, I don't know. I'm not focusing on that. I'm just enjoying it, or living it, and just being me, or discovering who that is actually. But yeah, it's not easy, but I have life. It's hard, I don't complain. Like, I don't. And if I do, it's really bad. It's really bad if I complain about something. But yeah, so that is what I have. Neuromyelitis Optica Spectrum Disorder, Devic Disease. Try to bring awareness to it in Jamaica because there's not much information about it. I did do some research and I found one case in Jamaica that was made public, about a young lady. She passed away in January, I think. I'm not sure when she passed, but she passed away. She passed. Rest in peace to her. You know. But yeah. Yeah, I'm going to play some pictures though of what of my progress of what I look like between in January, February, and a few days in March, if I have any. I try to take pictures every day of my face to see what I look like, of the changes. Yeah, I did. I'll post them here with the dates to see the progression. And the thing is, it's so weird though. Like, there's this thing though where Jamaicans overall think that like referring to somebody's weight is a form of greeting. Like, you haven't seen them in a while and the first thing I thought about, lad, you're fatty, lad, you're skinny, now your face fat, lad. Like, hello, I know. I see myself every day in the mirror. You don't think I notice changes? Like, me not understand. That type of me not understand. When you don't know what people going through, when you don't know the obstacles and the trials, and the person might just, you know, having a day, and then you come with your cross yourself. I've been asked if I'm pregnant. I've been told congratulations. And I'm like, yeah, okay then. Yeah, I've been told happy Mother's Day too. You know, like, I can write a book of all the things that I've been through in this life. Every form of abuse you can think of, it has happened to me. But anyways, back to my current obstacle, this Devic disease. So I noticed, the thing is that, you know, because I know that the steroids would what should I say, cause weight gain and swelling. So this is swelling of the face and the abdominal area, and changes to other parts of the body. My body do some things in these past few months I never know could have happened. Mentally, physically, like, I never thought it was possible. Like, honestly, I just never thought it was possible. And I'm sure I haven't seen it all. I'm sure I haven't seen it all. So during that time, so shortly after going on on steroids, prednisone, I decided I'm going to exercise, but not with the expectation of losing weight, because I didn't want to put myself into the depression or feel some type of way if I didn't lose weight. So it was just for me to keep healthy, you know, and active. Well, shortly after that, my left knee started to ache, right? There was pain in my left knee that lasted for about a day or so. Then I started exercising, you know. I thought I started exercising a few days before that, and then there was a pain, but I still continued to exercise. Then I noticed the pain now in my right knee, and then that made it difficult for me now to walk. Like, listen, I was limping around the place. You would think like I'm an old person. You would think I'm old. That's why this is like an invisible disease. Like, person looks fine, like they look fine until they're about to walk. Until something, like, you know, they look fine, they look perfectly normal until something noticeable or something happens that you notice, you know, like you have to notice. So, like, I noticed, like, it was very difficult, like going up and down the stairs. Like my knee was really stiff and it was swollen. I'm like, okay, fluid retention, side effects again. So I'm like, okay. And there was the acne. There was that. I had chest ache, and I had acne on my face at some point. Of course, in the swollen face, moon face, and then the frequent urination. Like I'm like going to the bathroom like every hour on the hour. You would think that somebody turned on a pipe, like there's some pipe somewhere and they just turn on like every hour. That was me. I had a back injury. Story time, like I talk about it already. So because of the weight, there was bloating, like the severe bloating. I don't know, you know, like the bloating part, I cannot get over that. I don't think so. And then because of the abdomen, it's like my body not used to all that excess weight. It put pressure on my back, so I had that to deal with. And sometimes I feel like I was going to faint. And gas. That's a part of it. And I don't know. Like, I think there was one point in January where I woke up from a severe pain in both my legs and I couldn't move. That was awful. And also, I noticed sometime in February, I was outside and I looked down at my feet. I'm like, what is that? Why is that so white? What is that white thing? It was my feet. So another side effect is me changing color like me a green lizard. So a side effect of the steroids, again, you can either get darker or you can get lighter. In my case, I've gotten lighter. There's numbness in my fingers, my hands shake, my legs shake, tingling, pins and needles. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been dealing with for those few months, for January, February, and some part of March. Because then March, I had another appointment at the neuro clinic. We're still here, still alive and kicking. Lighter though, but still going. So thank you for watching. Part 2, I'll talk about the other months, which are March, April, and part of May. So see you next time. Bye.